guys, it's Heather from Kel of a Plan. I am here today planning in my Faith Planner. As many of you know, I am using my Daydreamer Planner Girl planner to Faith Journal, and I've had lots of questions on what my process looks like and what that means. So I just thought I would make a video sharing my process through that. So I'm filming this on Wednesday, February 7th. So you'll see that that's the day that's blank because that's the day that I'm currently doing. And I'm currently going through this study with a bunch of other planner girls. Angie from Color Me Blessed on Instagram kind of organized this study, and there's like over 100 of us, I think, maybe even over 200 of us who are doing this study together, and it's a really cool experience, so I highly recommend you check it out. We're using the hashtag #FaithPlanningTogether to share how we're using our planners along with this study, so if you want to check that out. We are currently in week 4. Well, when I film this, we're in week 4, but when I publish this, we'll actually be in week 5 because I'm publishing it in a week. But anyway, we're currently in week 4, and we're going to be doing chapter 18. So the way this study is working is we do 5 chapters a week, and we journal it in our journal. So I just wanted to show kind of my process in case you might be interested in incorporating a faith journal into your study. I do want to throw out there that there is no right or wrong way to do this. So the way that I do it may not be the way that somebody else does it. So this is just the way I do it, but that doesn't mean it's the only right way. So the first thing I do is I open up my book to the day's study and I grab a highlighter. I personally love the Mambi highlighters. They have a really small, like chiseled tip, and I love it. It's like the perfect size for highlighting this size font. And so I love these highlighters, and what I do is as I'm reading the chapter, I just go ahead and highlight the things that stick out to me, the things that mean a lot to me. Sometimes it's a verse, sometimes it's a fact or a sentence or a definition, or every day is a little bit different. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to read through it and I'm going to highlight it. So for this part, I am going to speed it up so that you don't have to sit here and watch me read this whole chapter at a normal pace. So I will speed that part up, and as soon as I'm done, I will be back to talk about what I highlighted and what I'm going to write in my journal. All right, so thankfully that was a pretty short chapter. And I highlighted a lot of things. And so I know that if you're watching this, you may not have been able to read all of the words that are on this page. But basically, it's on Ephesians 4:25 through 29. So you're welcome to read that verse so that you kind of know what I'm talking about. But I feel like the main thing that I highlighted is about Paul is telling us the 4 specific applications that a new person in Christ does that's different from their old ways. So this paragraph especially I highlighted a lot because that's where it tells the 4 different things that the new man does. So I highlighted those 4 things. And then down here, I really liked this question that said, how do you move from the old ways of doing things to the new ways you are learning in Christ? So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put new ways in Christ, because I feel like that's the big thing is there are new things that you do in Christ. So I think I'm going to write, so basically what my next step is, I guess I should tell you that. So I've read it, and then as you can see, I'm kind of rereading what I highlighted, and I'm deciding for myself what was the important thing that really applies to me and my life. And I feel like it's really these 4 things that a Christian should be doing that's different from someone who maybe isn't a Christian. And so I'm going to write my title, and you could kind of see, like, here I took notes from Monday, and then here I wrote a prayer from Monday, and then or from Tuesday, and then here I'm going to make these notes. So I'm going to put kind of in a cuter font, new ways in Christ. And then there are 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I could fit one on a line, then I would have space to kind of write that question. So I'm just going to put 1 speaks truthfully. Because that was the first one. And then the second one, recognizes his anger and keeps short account with others, so his anger does not become an opportunity. So I'm going to put controls, recognizes and controls anger. If I can fit all that. Recognizes and controls anger. Then I'm going to say number 3, the new man not only does not steal, but he shares with his possessions with those in need. So I'm going to put shares with needy. And then number 4, speaks in the exact opposite way, building others up with words. So builds others up with words. And I really like this because it's like super applicable to your life. So it's like 4 things that you can really kind of focus on and meditate on to actually do. And then I just really liked this question that said, how do you move from the old ways of doing things to the new ways you are learning in Christ? So I'm going to write that question kind of here, and I'm going to turn my pen so that it's kind of writing a little more of a fine tip so that I have a little more room. I really want to put ways right here. I really want to be able to fit Christ, so I'm going to go ahead and write and then put the word in between. Okay, and so that is basically all I would journal here for the day. And so that's pretty much done. Now I do have this big box right here where I can write something. And when I put it here, I was kind of thinking that I would put something like some kind of important note from both of these days. But now I'm thinking I'm going to really focus on that grateful, and I'm going to write something that I'm grateful for there. So I'm going to actually kind of tie it in here. It says, instead we need to cast ourselves on him and take advantage of every privilege we have through our inheritance in Jesus Christ. So I'm going to put here that I am grateful Okay, so I kind of took that last sentence and turned it into some notes, and I probably should have taken my page off of the disc, and I'm sure some of you were thinking, Heather, take it off the disc. But now I'm going to kind of go back in and make some of these letters a little more cutesy. just because that's one of the fun parts of journaling, is kind of turning it more into not just notes, but pretty notes. Okay, so that is kind of my process when it comes to faith journaling. Again, there is no right or wrong way to do it. That is just how I do it. And this week especially is a lot more notes than some of my other weeks. Well, I guess really this whole study I've done a lot of notes because it's so good. Anyway, you can check out the hashtag Faith Planning Together to see how other planner babes are using their planner with the same study. If you like this video, I hope you'll hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button, and happy planning.